Church intro video. Church intro video. Church intro video. I haven't unpaused Bill yet. Now I will. Now Bill's unpaused. Now he can
intro
hear.
video.
Because I paused Bill because I didn't know how long he was going to be gone.
Yep, I was gone. I'm back now.
Hello.
Hello.
Biggs is with us because plans changed.
Oh no. I'm so sorry, Biggs. I did say this is 358, right?
I did it as 358. I didn't check what you made the title.
Yes, 358. Start my recording. Make sure that I gave it the right number.
Yeah, and then hope it doesn't stop 4 minutes in.
We got 9 minutes out of it last time, so, you know.
Yeah, little things.
The little things. The little things. Make sure I get all my windows back pulled up because I had to bring them down to start the recording. What am I looking for? There we go. Okay. Doodly doo.
Church intro video. Church intro video.
Church intro video. You are not sitting the way you were sitting earlier when I got my stuff set up. Now I've got to move
What stuff?
my windows. I had it set up layered to where I could still see Teams and Discord at the same time. And by looking at you, it almost looks like I'm looking at my camera, but not quite, you know?
I see.
Yes, it says there's no picture yet, and that's exactly what it should be.
Well, it should be a countdown, which is what I just checked, and that is what Twitch is sending out. So if you're not seeing it, you might want to refresh.
Oh, he might not be even seeing the countdown video.
Yeah. If not, he needs to refresh his instance because something's wrong. Because I just checked it on Twitch's website and it was going out correctly. So.
Okay. 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 He says no. No, nothing. No. I wonder what happened with the Why No concert. Is that something we can talk about on the podcast, or is it
I would.
personal?
I wouldn't.
Okay. It is 2 minutes.
No, it's 1 minute 38 seconds. You're just seeing several seconds delayed.
That's true. You're seeing a delay. We're in the future of you. We're in your future.
Only by about 3 seconds. Normally, that's all the delay is. Usually, it's not a very long delay.
Yeah.
Sometimes it happens that it's a long delay, but it's rare. That's usually when there's issue.
Issues. I saw you standing alone. This is really usually where Noom tells me no. No, don't do that.
It was just I'm just...
Now you're just gonna go with it. Silence.
No.
Need
Nope. There's no silence. There's a whole
silence
video
on
playing.
my end.
There's a whole video playing.
I know there's music playing on their end, but not on my end. On my end, it's just silence.
Which, that's okay.
I don't hear it. So sad.
I was gonna say no one's even in the chat. Someone just hand in the chat. Nothing's good.
It looks like your pause. It says 50 seconds and it's not moving.
It's live now. It's live now.
Hello and welcome to season 3, episode 58 of the Breed Manifesto. Faith, hope, and love for the modern Christian. I'm Pastor Bill and I'm joined by Pastor Nooms. I'm in Texas where it has been in the 30s today. I'm not sure that it got out of the 30s today. And Pastor Nooms is in Tennessee. Pastor Nooms, what's the weather like in Tennessee today? That's not really a descriptor. That's
I don't pay attention to the actual number, so I can't give you an actual number. It was the girls wore a jacket. I put my leather jacket on to walk, but that was it. You know, It was not really cold.
But you actually went outside. I mean,
that doesn't mean I know the temperature.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, Nooms. Okay. He has been out, Biggs. He went out to go to church this morning. I think. I mean, I didn't really track him or anything, but he wasn't on Discord, and on Sunday mornings that usually means he went to church.
It is accurate. We went to New Vision again, checking out that church, so it seems to be pretty good. I like it.
See there? Zadie for the win. Zadie said it was pretty with a high in the upper 40s and mostly cloudy. A dark, dreary day, which is perfect. Thank you, Zadie.
Yeah. My allergies have got me like super tired. Like my eyes are all puffy and like my vision is blurry sometimes, like when I'll blink wrong and it's just stuff. And you're like, ugh. So I've been kind of...
I feel you on that.
I've been kind of ugh all day.
Yeah? So how's your week been?
Yawn.
Oh.
Yawn.
All that, huh?
Yep, yawn is how my week has been. My week was pretty good. I was real busy with work. We had some stuff going on, and then we had other stuff going on, and then more stuff. So I was busy all week with that, and then tired after that. So I just didn't do much.
Okay. So my week has been tired. I've been really tired this week. So tired.
My week has been tired. Wait.
Yeah. Everybody's been tired this week.
Okay.
Yeah.
We're gonna have a lively night tonight, I can tell. It's just
because we're both tired. We've both been tired this week.
We've both been tired, and it's just kind of like blah.
Got a relaxed attitude going tonight. So I got a new camera this week.
You did.
And so that's nice. It's a nice quality camera. Mainly because I'm retiring my iPhone, and I got that, the phone we talked about last week. There is a setting that he could change on his camera where it wouldn't do that, but he hasn't changed it. He likes it.
Well, the problem is if I don't...
It goes blurry all the time.
If I don't change it, then... I mean, if I change it, when I do move, I'd have to go in and manually change it the 1% zoom, depending on when I'm sitting here or sitting here. So, yeah,
There's change it to autofocus responsive instead of autofocus passive, and it won't do that anymore. It won't give you the whole blurriness. See, I can go back and I'm still focused. I can go forward and I'm still focused. I can turn side to side and I'm still focused. Put my hand up here and my hand is in focus. Can remove it down and my face is still in focus.
That might be a pro only version.
Oh really? It's in the software, the Synapse 3. But you're right, it might be tied just to my camera.
Yeah, I don't know. Anywho.
Okay, cool.
I did.
There, Nooms.
I did. I turned everything
Yeah.
off. My bad. I turned
So
everything
there's no
off.
video at all right now.
I know. Well, it was. It said Pastor Nooms across the bottom.
Yeah, just
wasn't-
a black video that says Pastor
It
Nooms
wasn't
across
total.
the bottom.
It wasn't total black, but you know, I knew what I was doing. I knew I could see it.
So is it better now? Am I back on screen at least?
Yeah, you are.
Okay.
I'm not.
Okay. I don't know why you're not on screen, but
Because I was confirming what you said, and I don't see it, so it means it's probably
okay.
a pro-only thing.
Or you need to download Synapse 3. You've probably got Synapse 2.
No, I have the correct one. Although I just killed my camera completely somehow.
Because my camera won't even work on Synapse 2. Like, I had to uninstall and reinstall Synapse completely to get Synapse 3 to run so that my camera would work, because my camera wouldn't even run on Synapse 2. Which I thought was interesting. But anyway. So we've done our week, so now it's time for getting to know the pastors.
It
except
is.
Your camera's still off.
It is getting to know the pastors. So
we don't know if you're reading your card to us.
Well, I haven't said you haven't given me a chance yet.
If you're just going to be making it up, you should be
you're still talking.
What's your favorite Monopoly piece?
You're still just talking as opposed to waiting. So, I mean, you're going to have to be quiet for a minute for me to read my picture. Are you ready for me to read it? Are you? You're ready.
I'm ready, and you're back.
I don't know that you're ready.
I'm ready. I don't think you're ready for this jelly.
Some are high, some are low. This doesn't even sound like a question. This question is already irritating me.
Some are high, some are low.
Some are long, some are short. Some are old, and some are new.
Is this a riddle?
No, this isn't. That was there for no reason. Because now, did your camera just stop? Because you froze. Did your camera do the thing again? Did your camera? No. Why'd you freeze for a minute?
I have no idea.
Oh, okay. So.
But I was getting an Amber Alert on my phone.
Oh, so that first whole thing was nothing.
Didn't have anything to do with the question?
Nope. In all your travels, what is the most awe-inspiring bridge you've ever crossed?
Well, I mean, that's some are long. Some bridges are long. Some bridges are short.
Yeah, but you don't.
Some bridges are tall. Some bridges are old.
You don't need that for the question, is what I'm saying.
Yeah, you really don't. You don't need that for your question. Awe-inspiring?
Yeah, I've never been across an awe-inspiring bridge, I don't think. I mean, the bridge across the Mississippi in Memphis is pretty good until it cracked in half, you know. All right, if you lived on a farm, what chore...
Are you not going to let me try to answer?
No, it was a crappy question.
Gonna move on?
No, I was done with that question before we even finished it. If you lived on a farm, which chore above all others would you definitely not want to do?
Man, mucking the horse stalls is awful.
Anything with poop was my answer, so we're on the same page.
I've done that. I've had 3 instances of mucking horse stalls in my life, and no more. No, thank you. There was this children's home, a foster home, where they fostered several children at a time, like upwards of 15 at a time, and I went to school with 3 or 4 of the kids that lived at that home, and I went to spend the night with them a few weekends, and yeah, when you spend the night Friday night, Saturday morning, you go out there and you do chores. So yeah, mucking the horse stalls, that's
the question, Zadie, was if you lived on a farm, what chore above all others would you definitely not want to do? So Anything with poop.
Anything with poop
Anything
is
with
just.
poop. Just
Yeah, I'm not happy with the poops.
I'm not down. I'm not
Mm-mm.
down. We had a baby in the house for less than 24 hours this week, as our friends were passing through, and just the poops, and I was like, oof, man, I'm glad the kids know, potty training, because I have no desire to go back to that time, um,
Right?
where there is just 6 months old, just starting food, um, poops, and
Finnick
no.
is so close to being potty trained at this point. He's just so close.
And as my wife said, she does. She loves babies. Has no problem with the poops. Um,
She loves the poops.
no, 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 no. She loves the
Oh man.
babies. She can tolerate the poops.
Oh, she doesn't love the
No,
poops.
no.
She can tolerate the poops.
I think we've said poops too many times for this particular broadcast. I think we've reached our poops
Yeah?
quota.
Have we reached our poop limit?
Yeah, I think we reached it like the second time we said it. I think that's the most time we've talked about poops since we have ever been on the Brian Manifesto.
Possibly. Yeah, possibly.
Because we talked about at least 3 different species of poops, too.
Yeah. Wait, species of poops?
Yeah. You said stalls, which are horses, or cows.
Horses.
I
Or
was
cows.
thinking and said something about pigs, unless I didn't say it out loud. And then we talked about babies, which is humans. So that's 3 to 4 species. Because stables can equate a couple different. You have horses and cows, and in fantasy realms, anything can be in a stable. So
That's true. You can stable anything.
yeah. There's this game I play called Ark, and we've talked about it in the past, and it's one of the next games up on our list of things to play once we get through the games we're playing right now. And they released a new map, and on
So
the new
sometime
map,
in 2023, 2024.
well, it depends on how often we can actually play. Anyway, the there's baboons now. They added baboons, and you can actually ride them, unless you didn't watch the video that I sent you.
I watched it.
Okay. And there's baboons. And I was just like, oh, baboons. And so I was thinking we might skip the standard maps and go to that one, because then we could experience a map together for the first time, as opposed to me knowing everything about the map going into it. Like, I actually would remember everything about a map, but that's beside the point. I can't remember what I did yesterday, let alone the intricacies of a cave run and
You're not Matt. You don't memorize every inch of every map that you've ever seen.
No. I'll be like, I think I know where we are, and I don't. I'll be like, it's right over it. No, it's not.
No, it's not. No, it's not.
I can't navigate life like real map, like here map.
Yeah, it's right down the road down there. You take the right hand turn.
Yeah.
Or where the Chevys used to be. You make a left-hand turn where they took down that big old tree that used to be there.
Just take a right. And then the person's like, I got really lost. I took a right. I didn't say right. I said take a left. No. Hey, now you listen here, Biggs.
Oh, you go very clear to the sun. Take a right.
You listen here. They put up that fence to stop people from using the back of the Walmart as a thoroughway. So that used to be a way you could get from point A to point B, because I had done it, and then all of a sudden you couldn't. And I've never not heard about it from him, because he's like, oh, it's the back of a Walmart. Because I was like, it's a left here and a right here and then another left, and then we'll pop right out. And then it's the back of a Walmart, which it's the only Walmart I've ever seen where you're behind the Walmart and can't get to the front of the Walmart from the back of the Walmart. So yeah,
They don't want people coming shopping from that side.
they that was
They don't want those people's money.
that was the um. No, I knew where the Walmart was. Don't mess with
Where'd
me.
those Walmart come from?
Mess with
Popped
me.
up out of nowhere. All right, so tonight, we're doing things a little different than what we normally do. I do have a scripture on the scripture bump about transparency. So as a 501c3 church, one of our, and I'm going to put quotations around this because, requirements, is that we have a yearly business meeting where we let our members know what's going on with the church. And I say requirements because nobody checks on these things. There's no governmental body that goes around and makes sure that churches are doing all of the things they're required to do. We would never have to tell anybody anything about what we're doing because nobody cares, nobody looks. But I should say, try to keep our financials going on our donation page. I've not been as good about that this year. This year kind of got away from me. But I did go in this week and update all the financials. And I haven't put that on the website yet, but I have it. I have it all updated up to the end of November. And so we're just going to talk a little bit about what we've done this year. And yeah, so I think I wanted to start with I'm going to throw some numbers out there, and then I'd like you to talk about your experiences at Pride, if just from this year.
Mm-hmm.
I know I'm putting you on the spot. And we'll kind of see where we go from there.
Okay.
So over the last 12 months, so we're talking about, last December and then January through now, we released 50 episodes. This will be episode 51 for that year span. And of the course of those 50 episodes, we had 561 downloads, which means we're averaging 11 listens per episode.
Mm.
That doesn't count the people who show up live for the live recording, unless they're then going back and downloading the podcast. That doesn't count anyone that watches on social media after the fact, like my mother doesn't download the podcast. She watches it on Facebook. So it doesn't count social media at all. Doesn't count the video. This is just the audio, just people going to, gosh, I can give you a better comprehensive.
The places where you get podcasts.
Right, but there was, okay, yeah, you're right. Just the places you get podcasts.
Yeah.
We're talking about...
This is that minutia that no one cares about other than us. Just as a heads
Pandora, Firefox, Apple Podcasts, Google Chrome, Safari. These are people that are, getting podcasts from these trackable sources. We're averaging 11 people per episode that are listening somewhere. And in all of that, we have listeners from 28 countries this year. People that have listened everywhere from Russia to... I should have just left all this up. Kenya. So our largest audience was the United States because we talk a lot about things that make sense for the United States. Our number 2 listener in the world for countries is Kenya. And then Russia, and then the Philippines, and then Sweden are our top 5 countries that we have listeners in, which is fantastic. I like that. We have listeners from all over the world. And we've often said that it is not about lots and lots and lots of numbers or anything crazy, like that. It is all about the one listener, the one impact, the best impact, the one Okay, what have I done here? I've zoomed in my Microsoft Excel sheet to where I can't find anything. All right. It's always been all about the one. It's the one person is what we're trying to reach. We're trying to reach and make a significant impact in um, the one-on-one relationships, not necessarily casting the wide net where we pull everybody in, but making things that are going to reach and make a significant impact on a personal level. So we're good with that. This year, you want to wager how much we've received in donations?
No, I'm not going to try to wager anything.
You're not going to try to wager anything?
Mm-mm.
Okay. $13,213.43. Which is not great compared to previous years. But considering in previous years we've had that missions grant that was going through, which was a lot of money, and we were meeting face to face, and so we had more money coming in that way. Considering we
And we had more expenses.
lost those, and then yes, we cut down on our expenses significantly. Our expenses year to date is $7,837.18, and that includes $5,000 that we invested in our outreach to the gaming community.
Mm-hmm.
The computer, which then we used for video editing and audio production and all that stuff. That includes that. So we've definitely cut back on expenses significantly over previous years.
And not necessarily by choice.
I mean,
COVID is COVID.
We bob and weave.
Yeah.
With, as things change, we adjust.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's where we are. We're saving up money so that we'll have a good amount of money. So when something changes and we're able to do something face to face, we've got the funds. Right now we've got just over $9,000 in the bank, which is good. It's a good amount for us to be able to do some face-to-face ministry if and when we find an outlet for that. Things like when you went to Pride this year, and the cost of you going to Pride for the church was like almost nil, because the only thing the church provided was a shirt that we provided in a previous year, so it wasn't a new expense. And then we printed up some business cards for you to hand out.
Yep.
That told the message of you are loved.
Yep, that was it.
How
Because
did that
we
go?
didn't do the booth this year because of the late notices with them, and not, the moves and everything that happened with COVID. There was a lot of up and down on whether it was even going to happen, and then one of the ones that I went to, the main one, actually rained out moments before, and then they still had it by moving it 2 hours, but it was a muddy mess the whole time, and so that was interesting to say the least. But it was good when we went. We handed out some cards. Didn't have a lot of conversation, just because the opportunities did not show themselves, but had some good conversation. So overall, it was good, but not as much as when you have a booth and you're able to get people engaged. When you're just walking around, it's a lot harder. So
Indeed.
hopefully next year we can look at doing a booth at them. And all
Well,
that
not
jazz.
next year. We literally have to start looking into it, like in a month. We'll have to look into when we can register and all that.
Oh no, I mean
to make
next
sure
year
we don't-
having a booth, not
Yeah,
looking
having
into
a
it
booth.
next year.
Yeah.
But next year is in 10 days.
What is today's date? Today's the 19th?
Yeah, today's the 19th, so it's like,
Like 13 days.
like 13 days.
Yeah.
And yes, Biggs, they did cancel the second day. They didn't have the parade because it was just too. It was muck all weekend. So we'll see how it goes next time, and we'll see if if Dallas even has one. Considering
They
everything
didn't
they
this
went
last
through.
year. They didn't the year before. They did have a party this year with a concert, but no booths, no we could have gone, but there wouldn't have been a lot of opportunities for ministry. Um, I don't want to. I'm an ally to anyone in that community. I'm an ally, but I'm not an advocate. Meaning, I'm not the one to stand on the corner and say, we need to vote for equal rights. I'm the guy that says, hey, you're gonna go stand on the corner. How can I help you? You need water. You need lunch. You need, how can I support you in what you believe in? I'm the ally. So when there's an event where it's strictly, hey, we're gonna have a party and we're gonna celebrate that we are this thing. As an ally, that's not really my area to be. You go celebrate, and when you need me, you let me know you need me. If that makes sense. That's also why we don't go to the parade. Nobody in our church is that. I mean, we have. Okay,
None of our
nobody in our
leadership
church
is.
has been in the past.
Yes.
Identified as that. So it's been one of those things where it's like, I don't want to insert myself into your culture, and I not have any right to be there under the guise of, well, I want to do ministry to you. Well, yeah, I want to do ministry to you. I want to take you to the IHOP down the road and buy you a stack of pancakes and get to know you, so that we can have a relationship. Zadie's not wrong. She said on Twitch, she says a lot of them need you there to show your support as an ally or a friend, and that's why we want to go to Pride, but we don't go to the parade for the reasons I said. And I don't know. What do you think, Zadie? Do we need to reevaluate that concept? Because I'm not a ship on island to my. I don't know what the colloquialism is. As a board member, if you feel like we should be going to the parade as well, then we should discuss that as a board and see if we should be doing the events and the parades.
There's a difference. There's not a lot of setup, a lot of places and in the same way as there is in that first day normally. We would just be going to go.
I mean, if we were going to go to the parade, I would think we would need a float, make a "You Are Loved" float, the whole 9 yards.
Yeah, I don't see us doing that. No.
Yeah.
No. I'm not getting on a float, homie.
Or we could get a whole bunch of water bottles that say "You Were Loved" on them and hand them out to people that are there. I don't know, something like that. It'd have to be something about, taking that ally role.
That is true. We could just be there. There's nothing wrong with necessarily just being there. And that's something we can talk about for this year.
Yeah, we can have this conversation. But I would like to know what we would be doing there other than just standing there and taking up space. If there's a way that we can engender conversation.
But there might not be. It might literally just be there in our free hugs and see if someone needs us more than anything. Just as support, possibly.
Yeah.
It could be. We don't necessarily have to be doing something all the time. In my mind.
But right now we're not doing a lot. I mean,
I know.
We're doing a lot of desk time where we're trying to do ministry from our desks, virtually.
And not even enough of that. But
yeah,
We've got to get more going.
Even that,
It's
we're
hard.
struggling to find time to do.
Yeah.
So.
Now that's something she's better at than I am.
So Zadie said on Twitch, we're just praying as we walk through the area. Since she says, but maybe that's just me because I do that a lot, and that is one of Zadie's giftings. She is an intercessor. She prays
and
she prays and she intercesses and she brings people before the Lord. And so
I find it funny that that's definitely her niche and her thing that she does and she's really strong at, because neither one of us thought about the fact that we would be doing that while we were standing there as like the main thing. But yet she's like, well, we could be doing this, and we're both like, oh, well, I mean,
oh
yeah, we could do that. Yeah, that's a good point. I think so.
My wife chimes up. She just wants to go. She likes parades. The woman who has never actually volunteered at Pride with us or shown any interest in going to Pride with us.
But maybe
just said she'd like to go.
I think she wants to go. I think she's been upset with you for years and years that she hasn't got to go to the parade. I think that's what she's saying right there.
She does like parades. We went to that Christmas parade and she was just all aflutter. Oh, it's so cool.
I don't like them.
You don't like parades?
Mm-mm.
They're kind of loud.
Exactly. They're loud. They're noisy. There's a lot of people. It's normally chaotic. It's pushing and just.
There was in the Christmas parade. There was a group of indigenous dancers. Indigenous dancers, and they were playing drums. And
those are loud.
Freaked the crap out of all three of my children that I had at the parade.
Mm-hmm.
You could hear the drums from blocks and blocks and blocks away. And as the drums got louder, they got more and more nervous. And so,
yeah, drums are fun.
Groggy on Twitch says free candy.
Groggy did say free candy.
When you go to parades, they throw out candy. Sometimes
So that's
try
definitely
to hit you with the candy in the head.
That's definitely one of those things we're definitely going to try to do.
You have to be careful accepting anything at Pride. Even hugs gets dangerous sometimes.
Sometimes. Some people. Not overall, but some people are odd. But, and we say odd because there was an experience with someone who was wearing more than just glitter. She had mixed something in with her glitter, and I was fuzzy for 2 days. But that's beside the point.
You and Houston.
Yeah, me and Houston were both like,
what's that sound? Is that the color green I hear?
Yeah, it was. That was a rough day when it's 100 and whatever outside. Then all of a sudden you're tripping, and you didn't take anything that you know of. That was an experience. That day was and then you look at the person who you just hugged, and they're upside down in the grass, and you're like, oh.
Oh,
okay.
That makes sense.
It's not me. Anywho, Pride is always something we definitely want to do. Hopefully next year we'll get back out to them. Hopefully Omicron or whatever the next P is. I don't know what comes after Omicron. I can't remember. Pi is what would be next, actually. After
patchouli.
Omicron. No, it
should have the patchouli variant. That'd be nice.
It'd be Pi, because
it'd be all like chill, and it'd be like, what's the main symptom for patchouli variant? Well, you get really chill. You're just like, you're okay with life.
So, the fear I would have would Pi would be like, mild symptoms but never ending. Like, just it's a low number but it just goes forever. Anyway, so yeah, hopefully we can get out next year and do some actual face-to-face ministry again when we're not stuck.
Right. And we want to ramp up our gaming with the pastors
Yeah.
moving forward, which means more streaming time and more video editing to try to get draw more viewers to the channel so that we can have them show up when we're live so that we
Did you
can.
clip the last one at all?
I didn't. I never even did. I never clipped it.
Mm.
No.
Okay.
The
I just
last
wondered.
two. I haven't clipped anything we've done for Borderlands yet.
Mm. Mm.
Yeah.
We should catch a ride later.
Catch a ride. I don't know if we'll be able to tonight, but
We won't tonight. There's a
you
shit.
just said we should do it later.
Well, I meant like a later, at a later point, not later tonight, because The Witcher Season 2 came out on Friday, and I would like to finish it before bed tonight. That's just
Oh
me.
my gosh. I haven't even started it yet.
And we watched, I think, 4 episodes earlier, and there's like 4 more to go, 5 more to go. So, because the girls were busy most of the weekend, so.
I'm so tired. I want to get the podcast, processed after we're done. Get the podcast processed.
Mm-hmm.
Bed. I just want to go to bed. Got to take the littlest girl to the doctor in the morning. And yeah, so.
I do have work tomorrow, but I don't have to get up to take the girls to school, so I really don't have to get up till like, 8.
Noon.
No.
You're like, when's my first meeting?
Like 9. So.
I gotta at least be up about my first meeting.
So.
Zadie has to be up for work at 6:30. She says on Twitch.
More people trying to get their houses clean before company comes over for Christmas. That's what that is.
Yeah. Yeah, we've got Christmas at my mother's on Wednesday, and then Roxanne's mother's on Thursday, and then my grandmother's on Friday.
That's too much Christmas. I don't even
And
like.
Saturday is Christmas Day, right?
Yes. Because I have Friday off because of Christmas Eve and Monday off because of Christmas Day. So. Yeah. We could do some daytime streaming.
When you're off, yeah.
We are at my mom's Friday. It appears we're at my
And
mom's
Saturday?
Friday and Saturday. I wasn't. I'm sure someone told me, but
Can you check that, please? Friday and Saturday you're gonna be at Glorious? Biggs, you care to comment on that?
all right. I love my parents. Do not get me wrong, Biggs, and I'm sure Gloria is listening. I'm not trying to say that. I'm just saying I forgot when I was told, and I was not. I forgot. We'll say that.
It just seems funny, Friday and Saturday. But,
Yeah. All right. So what else we got? What else do you want to go over as far as numbers?
I don't have any other numbers to go over for the business meeting. We talked about how many countries and how many downloads and how many episodes. We talked about. I mean, I wish we were still feeding people.
Yeah.
So we could be like, we fed this many people this year, but
Yep. Sadly,
it's
we are
just not a reality anymore for us.
we are not having our meals anymore. Well, we're 15 minutes to the end of the podcast, so what else we got?
I don't have anything else.
Would you like to talk about the future plans?
We just did. We said we'd like to this year do this, and we'd like to do that.
That's true. We feed Mr. Groggy when he's here for the time. H Puff is not wrong. If you'd like to read that.
Yeah. Phoenix on Twitch suggests that we could donate food money to food banks, and that's true. We could. I think what I liked most about feeding people is that we were face to face.
Yeah.
And we could build relationship while we were feeding them. I'm not saying that food banks aren't good. Food banks are needed, and they need donors, and they, but it takes all of the actual face to face out of it.
Yeah. Which is what you truly care about.
That's what I truly care about. It's the face to face. And feeding the hungry is a big ministry. And we might need to consider making a donation to a food bank before the end of the year, before the next 13 days is up. But that'll be a discussion to have with the board, at least what's the word?
Quorum.
The board. Yeah, the quorum of the board. To see if we want to do that. So, I'm tired, you're tired. Merry Christmas, y'all.
Board meetings are boring. I mean, business meetings are boring.
Business meetings are boring, but we're required to have one by law. But like I said, it's a requirement, but we had it anyway. So there you go.
Yay.
We're legal. Yay. You can't hear that, but can you hear that?
No.
No, you can't hear the little
Your noise
chestnuts.
Your
You
noise
hear the little
canceling
chestnuts?
your noise canceling stuff is canceling it out.
Oh. See, Zadie, that's a good point to bring up in our quorum meeting.
Yes.
Which you are a member of the quorum. So yeah, she says, and it's funny, we're recording a podcast and we're responding to text, not telling the audio what's going on.
That's
so
on
Zadie
you.
on Twitch says, but yeah, it's on me. But wouldn't it be better to do it like not at Christmas, because that's the time of year usually they get the most donations. And yeah, that's what our reply was. That's actually a good point. And that, my friends, is one of the reasons why Zadie is on the quorum of our board, is because she brings up very good points like that. That's not a chestnut? What is this?
As opposed to me and you who are like, let's do it! Wait,
Yeah, we're
but
like,
why?
let's do it. What is this?
That's a chestnut.
Dad said it's not a chestnut.
Well, when you had a whole group of them, it didn't look like a chestnut.
Oh, they're just hot glued together.
I think that's a chestnut. Biggs might be correct. I don't eat a lot of nuts that are not pre-shelled.
I've got 3 nuts here.
I buy that's a walnut.
Oh, okay, drop one.
Yeah, I think that's a walnut, a pecan, and a chestnut, right?
That's what I thought they were.
I don't know.
So my grandmother made a comment about, remember the old days when they'd give you a bag with some nuts and a orange in it at church, and it'd be such a special time. And I said, you know what? I would still think that was special. I'd love to get a gift bag like that. And my grandmother, on her way home from church today, she called me and said, hey, I got a surprise for you. Send somebody out to get it from my car. She said, nothing too special, just send somebody out. And apparently her church had handed out the bags with the nuts and the orange and an apple and a few little pieces of candy. And she had brought me her bag.
Aww.
And I was like, that is amazing. I love it. That is awesome. So, yeah.
She is a special lady.
She is. My grandmother's great. So, yeah. So that's where I got and so what I'm doing is I've got this, you can't really see the designs on it, but it's this ornate bowl that somebody got from some foreign country and then abandoned in the accounting department at Teen Mania. So when Teen Mania closed, it became my property, along with other knickknacks that were from the offices. And I've been keeping cough drops in it. And so I'm currently making them into a lid.
Nice.
A lid for my cough drop
Mm-hmm.
thing. So yeah, because I can't digest nuts of any kind. So doesn't work out well.
Yep.
But then we'd be back to talking about poo. Did we really only cover 6 minutes in all of that conversation we just had?
And somehow you brought it back to poo.
Okay, so there's an atheist and a little girl flying on a plane.
Nope.
Right?
Mm-mm.
And the atheist says
We're not
the
telling
little
jokes.
girl's
Jokes are terrible.
reading the Bible. And the atheist says, I can prove to you that God doesn't exist. And the little girl says, oh, really? And he says, yeah. And the guy says, the little girl says, all right. So, I forgot how the joke goes.
Oh.
Oh, do you know how a horse's body turns food into poo? Well, no, I don't, the atheist says. The little girl says, well, okay, do you know how a cow's body turns food into poo? And the atheist, no, I don't know that either. Okay, do you know how a pig's body turns food into poo? The atheist says, no, I don't know that either. And the girl says, well, if you don't know anything about poo, then why would I listen to what you think about God?
I don't think that's how the original joke went.
No, it's not.
Okay.
It's really a stupid joke, though. It doesn't have any. My ADHD can't even enjoy the joke, because it doesn't make any sense whatsoever. What is having anything to knowing anything about the biological processes of the way these 3 different animals make poo have to do with anything about whether or not God exists?
Because
it doesn't.
because
Nothing to
when
do
you
with it.
use the actual version of it, it's funnier because you need that word that you didn't use to make the joke make sense.
If you don't know so high in transit, then you don't.
Exactly. See, that is what makes the joke funny. But yet, yeah. All right.
But see, even by the time it got to the punchline, when I was being told the joke, I couldn't enjoy the joke because my brain was still stuck on the illogical leading up to the punchline. I couldn't even enjoy the joke. My brain was still stuck. Biggs says there was no Bible verse tonight. Biggs, you okay?
There was one, but it's just about transparency. Roxanne, your husband loves to spread bad jokes. I don't know why you're surprised by this.
We had a business meeting, and so 2 Corinthians chapter 4, verse 2, and we leaned into the second half, but the whole verse says, we'll start at verse 1. Therefore, since we have this ministry, because we were shown mercy, we do not give up. Instead, we have renounced secret and shameful things, not acting deceitfully or distorting the word of God, but commending ourselves before God to everyone's conscience by an open display of the truth. That was our verse for this evening.
So we're transparent. That's the point.
We're transparent. We're trying to be transparent. Trying to let you know what we do, what our thought processes are, where the money goes, where our heart is. We don't want to do anything in secret. Secret. I need to realign these temporary teeth. It's going to be several more weeks before my permanents come in. And
that's a secret we could have kept. See?
Why would we, though? I don't want to keep secrets.
Yeah, I agree with Biggs. Thank you and good night.
Thank you and good night. All right, does anybody have any questions in chat?
Yeah, we have to technically ask that in the business meeting.
Nooms, do you have any questions?
I don't. I'd be shocked if I did. I'd be a terrible vice president of the board if I waited till business meeting to ask questions. Pretty bad at my job if that was the case.
Your voluntary job.
Okay, going
Okay.
once,
Nobody's putting up
going
any
twice.
questions. Oh.
Closed. I tapped
Did
a
you just
hammer.
hit your desk like it was a gavel?
Yeah.
Okay.
I used
Those
the
are big
backside,
quotes.
the backside of Voldemort's wand to. Are we going to
Change?
Change?
I think you meant change.
Change what?
Change, yeah, that's what I was going to say. Change what?
Change what?
Pastor
Nope.
Noon's picture on the website. Are we going to update Pastor Noon's picture on the website from a candid shot of him at his wedding?
No, you put the old picture up there.
I put what picture up there?
The old picture.
Oh, yeah, the picture of you from the future.
Yeah. The picture of me where I look older than Biggs.
Oh, yeah, there it is.
Yeah.
Church pastor, board, vice president. Everybody should go to ekk.house/team and check out the pictures of our board of directors.
And this picture is to be taken in 2067.
Yes. Pastor Noom's picture is to be taken in 2067.
And I would like to point out, it's funny that if you press the more info under the name, it has less info.
Under your name?
Under all the names.
Under all the names it has less info? It sure does.
Yep. You
read more. Nothing.
You made a boo-boo.
Well, it gives you the email address if you hit read more.
For the people that have one.
Yeah.
You made a boo-boo.
I just never got around to filling out that information.
Hee hee.
Oh, man.
That's funny. All right. Now do the bye-byes.
Okay. So, yeah. So, I love you guys. I hope you have a great week.
Be safe out there.
And until next time.
And now we do the thing that, because of certain streaming platforms, we have to do a 30-second buffer. So we have this little song. So then...
But wait. 2 minutes.
2 minutes for what? Well, now we're only
Wait,
1
2
minute
minutes
early.
For what, Zadie?
Want to do another Get to Know the Pastors?
We did get to know the pastors.
We want to do another one? We'll do another one.
Why would we do another one?
Because we got 2 minutes. After we already said goodbye. No, it's fine. This is another one of those where it starts off that has nothing to do with the actual question. Okay. Babe Ruth, James Dean, Elvis Presley. ... There's 4 dots instead of 3, which makes it even more special to me. If you could bring back any deceased superstar for one final performance in their respective field, whom would you choose?
I was checking to see if James Taylor's dead yet or not, but he's not.
I could make Tina cry and list some people.
Not bad.
We could say John Hurt. We could say Chester Bennington, Benningfield, Alan Rickman. We could say Robin Williams. There's a lot of people. One of my favorite comedians, whose name just jumped out of my head, George Carlin. I would love to know George Carlin's thoughts on what's going on in politics at the moment. I think he would be he was always very humorous in his political satire. I think he would have a field day with modern day politics. No, we didn't have to pick from the list. That's what I'm saying. The question is special because it had a list for no good reason. And why didn't you even make a face about George Carlin?
Huh?
Why didn't you even make why'd you make a funny face when I said George Carlin?
Did I make a face when you said George Carlin?
You did. Why'd you make a face when I said George Carlin?
I don't remember making a face when you said George
Okay.
Carlin.
You made like a huh face. And I didn't like that. Because it was almost like you didn't recognize the name, and I got upset a little. Anyway, okay. We love you guys. We'll see you soon. And I don't know what you normally say. I was trying to mock you, but I can't because I can't remember what it is.
Okay, turn it off.
All right. 30-second
Bye,
buffer.
guys. Nope, not tonight. No 30-second buffer.
Why no 30-second buffer?
No buffer.
No buffer.
No buffer.
All right. I'm just going to sit here for 30 seconds and look at you then. All right. Bye-bye.